Hey everybody, Joy here. It is Thursday, July 26, 2018. So I had my cataract removed, not yesterday, which was Wednesday, but the day before, which was Tuesday. So this is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I don't know if you call it 2 days or 3 days after my surgery. But the funny thing is, my other eye that they didn't operate on has been bugging me all day. It's been dry and I keep putting eye drops in it. I don't know if it's decided to take over the frustration of the other eye or what. Anyway, I'm all alone again, but I had a fabulous lunch, a birthday lunch with my friend Margaret. Her birthday's Saturday. And so we went to the restaurant where my granddaughter Lindy works, and Lindy waited on us. Oh my gosh, you want to get good service. Go to a restaurant where your granddaughter works and have her wait on you. It was really, really nice. So anyway, I told Margaret about how we want to find a really nice house up here and be up here a lot more than we are now. And I asked her what church she went to, because we passed this church Sunday when Tammy was taking me around looking at all different houses. And we passed this church called Faith Bible Church. And I thought, I think that's the church Margaret goes to. So I asked her today, and sure enough, it is the church she goes to. So I said, hey Margaret, I'd like to go to church with you sometime. And she said, well, how about Sunday? And she said, they have 3 services. And I said, what time are they? And so she told me, and I said, well, let's go to the latest one. So the latest one is 11 o'clock. So I think I can get out of bed. I could actually watch John Hagee, Matthew Hagee, whoever's preaching that day, because that's over at 10 o'clock, and then I could go to church with Margaret too. So I'm really looking forward to that. So anyway, I have been here in my my 2 bedrooms connected together with a bathroom in between. That's my sewing studio here. It's really a sewing mess. But I wanted to show you how I fold the fabric up. For those of you that may not have watched me do this, back when I started doing it, I've been doing it here. And I thought, oh, I could do a little video of this. And then I have a surprise. But let me just show you this real quick, okay? Be with you in just a second. Okay. This is what I use. Say, this is what she uses. We don't have to use that if we don't want to. I started out buying a huge case of these boards at Amazon. There must have been 25 great big ones, and I cut them all up into 10 by 15. Well, now I get these at Walmart, and I can get 4 10 by 15 little boards. This is called, showed it to you the other day, core board. That seems like a funny name, but I think that's what it's called, core board. It's about 1/4 of an inch thick, maybe a little thinner. Okay, so I cut these up into 10 by 15. Well, why do you cut them up into 10 by 15, Joy? Because my shelves, from the top to the bottom of my shelves, is like 15.5 or 16 inches. And from front to back is a certain measurement. I think it's like 11 inches. So I decided I would cut these up a little bit smaller than the height and a little bit smaller than the depth of the shelves that I have to work with, okay? So I was going to show you how I fold it and how I wrap it. So in this bedroom, I've got 2 single beds. My grandkids used to stay here a lot, and so I have these 2 single beds in here. My 2 grandsons used to sleep in this room. So no grandsons anymore, but I've still got the 2 beds. So I take the full width of the fabric, fold it in half. This is folded in half. Fold it selvage to selvage. Then I flatten it out. You can do this on a table, on the floor, on a bed. And then I fold it in half again. And I fold it with the selvages coming over on top of the fold. Okay, so here I have a selvage, and a fold on this side. Okay? Then I slap my board down, and I just fold it over and leave a little room at the bottom. Hold it with my hands, and do the second fold, and the third fold, and the 4th fold. Oh, I'm not supposed to bend over, you guys. Ah! I have to be real careful. I'm not supposed to bend over. I'm not supposed to get my head below my waist. So I'll sit down. How's that? Fold it again until you get it all the way to the end, and there's just a little flap left to fold around to the other side. Okay? And so then I fold that around to the other side of the board, And then I have tried paper clips, I've tried safety pins, I've tried rubber bands, I've tried other kinds of clips, and to me nothing works as good as a straight pin. Somebody said they will rust. Well, I use my fabric up pretty fast if I like it. And I have not unpinned any of my fabric and had it have a rust mark on it. And then I'm thinking, even if it does, the rust mark would be here at the very end of the fabric. I could just cut it off, right? If it doesn't go all the way through. Okay, so there's 3 pins holding that down. Now I've got this bolt, fabric bolt, ready to stick in my stash with all my other fabrics, okay? So, while I was doing this today, I always come across things I've decided I don't like or I don't want anymore, okay? So then I go into my laundry room and I get out a bag. These bags come from Brahms. You can hold bricks in these bags. They have really strong handles. Wouldn't it be funny if one broke now? So, for instance, I bought this fabric over 10 years ago to make a tablecloth for the table in this house. And it's kind of stiff. It's kind of like canvas. It's pretty stiff. Why I bought so much of it, I have no idea. I could have made 20 tablecloths. So I found this in the closet a while ago. So I thought, you know what? Somebody can use that for something. I'm giving it to the Goodwill. And when I'm at this house, the Goodwill is just blocks from here. It is so convenient. I just go out in my neighborhood, turn right again, and there's Goodwill. It is so easy. So, as I was filling this Goodwill bag, I came across something in my closet that I used to think was the best, most brilliant purchase I ever made. That was probably 25 years ago. And every time I come in here, I end up picking this up and thinking, oh, I don't want that anymore. Oh, I might do this. Oh, I might do that. Well, I picked it up again today. And this is what it is. It is a quilt kit. A quilt kit. Okay? I'll show you what quilt it is. It is called Safe Haven, featuring Sanctuary Fabric Collection. And the picture is so tiny, I'm afraid you're not going to be able to make it out very good. But it's a man quilt, a boy quilt, somebody that likes to hunt. You try to hold it real still. Maybe you can make it out. So it's got a couple pictures in it, cut out of the fabric, of a big deer and then some three little pictures of a deer and a big picture of a deer. It's really pretty. So, I obviously bought this years ago to make for my husband, who's not a hunter. But he likes quilts with pictures in them. So I thought, fine, I'll make him a quilt with a picture of a deer. But I've never made it. And we have so many quilts, and my husband just thinks it's silly that I keep making them. Here, I'll show you the panel that goes with it. It's really nice. See? Really nice. So, I actually stuck this in that Goodwill bag. And then I went and I found another piece of fabric, and I started folding it up, and I kept walking by that Goodwill bag. And I thought, hey, you know my lightning fast mind, you guys. My lightning fast mind said, you know what? One of your followers might like to have that quilt. They might like to make it. Why don't you give it away to one of your followers instead of to Goodwill? So how cool is that, huh? So now, let me see. Here's the rest of the fabric that goes with it. The whole kit is here. It's greens like grass and browns and blues like water. Really pretty. So, I am going to give it away. So then I thought, well, how will I decide who to give it to? That's the hardest part, is deciding who to give it to. So I thought, okay, you guys are my followers. Some of you have been following me for years. So this is what I decided to do. Now, when you guys leave a comment, the comment comes to me right away. Somebody else comes and leaves a comment, it comes underneath that comment. Somebody else leaves a comment, it comes underneath that comment, etc., etc., etc. So, I can tell which comment came first, which one came second, which one came third, which one came fourth, okay? So this is what I've decided to do, is I will give this away to the first person who leaves me a comment and tells me what I named my friendship quilt. Do you remember the Quattro quilters? I used to have really good friends named Diana and Jolene, and now they're just completely out of my life. I'm not sure why, but I never hear from them anymore. But I still love the quilt that we made, and it was Jolene's idea, and she sent it to us. And so all four of us switched fabric. So each one of us had fabric from four friends, okay? And I was the only one, as far as I know, that finished my quilt. And I asked them to each make me a label for the back of it. That might help you remember it. And so on the corner, each corner of the back of the quilt is a label that one of my friends made me, and I put that on there. And then I made a video showing you my finished quilt, and I told you what I named it. So, first one to tell me what I named that quilt, I will give you this quilt. Of course, only if you want it. If you don't want it, go away, it doesn't matter, right? But if you'd like to have this quilt, and maybe just one person will, and that'll solve the problem altogether, okay? But if you would like to have this quilt kit, I would be thrilled to send it to you. So the first one to tell me what I named my quilt, I ended up taking it to my store in Kingston, and it's hanging on the wall there. So the first one to tell me the correct name that I named that, you will win. Win. I hate to even say win. You won't win it. I just will happily give it to you, okay, as a gift. It's just a gift. Okay? So, we'll see how that goes. And I'm going to sign off now and finish wrapping up fabric. Actually, I'm down to like my last two pieces, and so I guess I'm going to have to buy more because I've got more boards. And plus, I just gave away this, so I have more room in my cupboard. Anyway, let me know what y'all think, huh? And I'll be back soon.